this is fun. Look, powerful people have gotten away with horrible things, not just in terms of Epstein, but certainly within the context of the Epstein thing. I have no doubt about that. But the real import, to my mind, about the Epstein MAGA saga, as it is that it has the ability to ever so slightly have a material impact on the ability of the Trump administration to do horrible things, aided by a Republican Congress to do horrible things. This gets a little bit weedy, but for them to have special votes on things like rescission or whatnot, they need to set up rules to pass laws. That's the way it works in their parliamentary procedures. So the Rules Committee is sort of the
first hurdle.
The first hurdle, if you will, that legislation needs to cross. And it's not going to be good legislation. It's going to be bad legislation. And they've gotten bogged down because Massey and Ro Khanna have this bill that they want to pass. And the Rules Committee is trying to kill all the bills that have to do with release the Epstein material.
Right.
And so it seems it has basically locked up the apparatus of Congress for the next month and a half.
Right.
Really, a month. And that's wonderful. And here's poor Mike Johnson, this is a guy who gives his son the ability to shut down his phone if Mike Johnson ever decides he wants to go see pornography or having to deal with this lurid Epstein stuff.
His son's going to need to be quick on the trigger with all the stress this is causing his daddy.
Oh, 100%. There's going to be a lot of visits.
Your heart rate's up, Father. It's so just stress from...
Dad, what's going on with VictoriaSecret.com, all these visits? Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker.
Chair.
Good morning. You say yesterday that you were in lockstep with the administration on the Epstein files, but it doesn't seem that you're in lockstep with all of your House Republicans. Thomas Massey just saying in the past hour this is going to come back and bite Republicans. What do you say to schisms inside your conference here?
Oh, pause it for a second.
I think Thomas Massey is the one trying to bite Republicans.
Pause it for a second. First of all, it's schisms, not schisms. But also...
wow.
But also...
You've sunk really low. Sam's correcting you on your...
Thomas Massey said in an interview that the Republican Party is protecting pedophiles. Now, I'm not usually a guy looking for bipartisanship. But listen, when there is a bipartisan consensus that the Republican Party is protecting pedophiles, I'm old enough to remember the 2006 congressional elections because the Republican leadership was covering up for a guy named Mark Foley who was attempting to groom Republican pages on the floor of the House. And then I'm also, because I'm that old enough to remember that the Speaker of the House at that time was a guy named Denny Hastert, who shortly thereafter, I think he retired or resigned and then faced criminal charges and served time in jail because as a wrestling coach, he molested children.
You know who's
I'm also old enough to remember that there was a guy who was going to get deposed today in a Ohio State University lawsuit involving the wrestling team where the doctor was molesting some of the wrestlers, and there was an assistant coach. Help me out, Emma, because I'm so old, I can't remember his name.
You are so old. You could have been born yesterday and figured this one out. Jim Jordan being deposed today in questions about a sexual abuse scandal.
I was wondering why we haven't heard so much about Jim Jordan. He's been a lot quieter these days.
You know who's also been quiet is Madison Cawthorn, who said something about really kind of salacious sex parties that Republicans were engaged in and was quickly kind of never heard from again in Republican circles. It's just interesting to me.
I remember a guy named Roy Moore. You remember him?
I do, but he didn't win his election.
But he got some support.
Oh, he got a lot of support. I mean, this guy was actually preying on 14-year-old girls who were coming into court because of domestic violence. But
He's banned from a mall.
Here's Mike Johnson.
I say Thomas Massey is the one trying to bite Republicans, okay? I'm not quite certain what his strategy is.
But it's just not him. I mean, otherwise you guys wouldn't be calling off the week tomorrow. You'd be able to put your rules on the floor. I understand the issue with the Democrats.
Yeah, no, I just explained why. We're not going to play political games with this. We've all been very clear and transparent. The House Rules Resolution sets a good standard and requires all credible evidence to be released, and that's exactly where the White House is. There's no, as I've said many times over the last, as I've said many times, there's no daylight between the White House and the House. You have to allow the legislation to ripen, and you also have to allow the administration the space to do what it is doing. The president has said clearly, and he has now ordered his DOJ to do what it is we've all needed DOJ to do for years now, and that is to get everything released. So they're in the process of that. There's no purpose for Congress to push an administration to do something that they're already doing. And so this is for political games.
Now, hold on. Mikey, listen, here's what we're going to do. Pull up a tear sheet. I want everybody to know that we just need a little bit of time to do this correctly. Like, send my former defense attorney, who also happens to now be the deputy DOJ, over to Ghislaine Maxwell and tell her, I know you've got an appeal, but we're going to do a deal with you that it's going to be a simple deal. You say, I never met Donald Trump. He never was around.
Despite all the photographic evidence.
Yes.
And yeah.
My former defense attorney, who's now the deputy AG, is going to reach out to you and make a deal. So this is all going to go away, and then we can be transparent.
I think Ghislaine is ready to say that I had nothing to do with it, and actually it's all my enemies who are implicated.
I get just a message. I've just got a sense she's going to say that. So, Bill Clinton, I've got some bad news for you.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay, just can you put the Axios thing back up just really quickly? Because they've already... What is he saying? They're working on releasing it. This is what kicked this whole thing off. They concluded that there was no client list, that he died by suicide, and that they were essentially ending the matter. And then the administration was going to release the video that is, supposedly unedited. And then they found that they had edited 3 minutes out and left markers to show that they had edited it in Adobe
You
Premiere.
said client list. You didn't say client spreadsheet.
Wait,
right.
okay,
Or
look,
client video of all of these people.
It doesn't exist, but we're working on releasing
And we'll
it.
get it to you right away, okay?
But it's not there.
We actually want to get it to you more than you even want it.
Wait, are you still guys talking
sounds
about
very Trumpian,
Epstein?
actually.
Are you still talking about Epstein? Okay, let's hear.
An administration to do something that they're already doing. And so this is for political games.
Good point.
I'm very resolute on this. We can both call for full transparency and also protect victims. And if you run roughshod or you do it too quickly, that's not what happens. But I'm convinced that the DOJ is going to do their job. The administration is going to do their job, and we'll do our job. And so we'll see to it. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you did. You were so good, Mike. Is that the second clip? Do we play both clips there? Or,
They keep following
Mike,
up.
Listen, just say transparency over and over again. Go.
Two questions. First is, did the president or anyone in the administration ask you to delay the resolution until after recess?
No, but I, as you all know, I speak to the president multiple times a day on a typical day, often, always. And what I know about the president's heart on this is that he agrees with everything I've said. He wants.
Excuse me.
I spoke to the president's hard on. I mean, hard.
I am not.
Do you refer? Mike, can I suggest in the future not to use those words? Okay. I get it.
I mean, I appreciate it,
It's
but
a
also
tense
not.
time. You're trying to keep it from unraveling, so things
Unzipping.
unzipping, but try and keep it in your
He wants
pants.
to unzip all the files.
Often, always. And what I know about the president's heart on this is that he agrees with everything I've said here today. He wants maximum transparency, but he's also very insistent that we do not subject people who have already been victims of unspeakable crimes to further public scrutiny. And it would be a very dangerous thing to put those people's names out or to do a release of information in a way that is haphazard where they could be easily unmasked. And so you have to be very careful about how you do that. I think we have a moral responsibility to do that.
Pause
we have
it
a
for a
moral
second.
responsibility.
Like this is like some type of like physics, like quantum physics problem to redact the names of the people in this thing. Incidentally, 20 some odd of whom have already testified. But what's the quantum physics associated with this stuff?
Also, it would be this whole thing of we need to do it carefully would be a lot more believable if they didn't just release a whole bunch of JFK files with people's social security numbers unredacted and weren't being criticized by MLK's family for how haphazardly they're releasing
And we also
stuff
know
on them.
they have admitted, Caroline Leavitt has admitted that the FBI was tasked and flagged Donald Trump's name over 10,000 times in the testimony. Now, you can find the victims' names. It seems to me if you can you could put 1,000 FBI agents on there to flag the tens of thousands of times that Donald Trump was mentioned. Now, I don't know why he was mentioned so much.
Yeah.
It must be like, I don't know Donald Trump. I've never seen Donald
famous.
Trump.
Virginia Giuffre, who sadly died by suicide some months ago, was a spa attendant. Where do you think she was a spa attendant before she was trafficked as a teenage girl by Jeffrey Epstein?
I wouldn't think Mar-a-Lago.
Oh, yes.
What? No.
I thought you
That's
knew.
a coincidence. That is just a coincidence.
I was just
Coincidence.
guessing.
Lots of people work at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
All right, just continue a little bit here. This is just so, like, who does he think is buying this shit?
Yeah.
They're happy to stall. They're hoping that this goes out of the news cycle.
Yeah.
And it's incumbent upon Democrats to not let it. And don't just make it about Trump being a rapist, which is the truth. And I think that's an easy way to hit him.
It's
But
about
if you want to-
Republicans covering it up.
if you want to angle, what was Benghazi? I mean, it was nothing. It was a fugazi, whatever, right? Like that was not a significant scandal. Benghazi, just elongate the life of it. And the way you do that is you make it about the cover up, because there is a cover up. Clearly, and it can be either financial transactions as related to intelligence, or it could have been a blackmail operation as related to intelligence. But there is clearly an effort by the FBI to repress this information for whatever reason. So just keep asking questions.
Of information in a way that is haphazard where they could be easily unmasked. And so you have to be very careful about how you do that. I think we have a moral responsibility to do that. We have a moral responsibility to expose the evil of Epstein, and everybody was involved in that. Absolutely.
Evil.
And we're resolved to do it. But we also have an equal moral responsibility to protect
Equal.
the innocent. And that is a fine needle to thread. And we could all give
So
ourselves
fine.
easy political cover and come out and do something in a haphazard fashion, but I would not be able to sleep at night because I know our legal responsibility. I understand what the legal standard is, but more than that, the moral standard, okay? So we're going to do this, and we're going to do it expeditiously. We're going to do it the right way.
We're going to do it the right way.
Which is in a couple months, and maybe even a couple months after that. and
There is
keep it.
no reason that they couldn't put out still images of the people in those videos and completely redact the girl in those videos, but they're not going to do that. Why were certain names circled? Probably for the reason that they can't be released, is because they're used for some sort of active investigation, whatever the case may be.
And
Tater
now-
Top says, clip it. Hard on.
Yeah, that's wild. The president's hard on the subject. And Ghislaine Maxwell stuff is really grim. Going to her for like, oh, she's ready to talk now. Alan Dershowitz in the press now saying, oh, she was given a raw deal because Epstein died in prison. They made her the fall person. Like,
Right. Oh,
not looking
she's
good.
going to be. She is going to be out of jail in like 2 weeks.
Commerce Secretary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I want to announce the new ambassador to France,
Well,
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Department of Transportation.
And
right?
also, yeah, the new ambassador to France. But actually, she can also, if she wants to go anywhere, she can go anywhere she wants. She can be the ambassador to every place. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.